G'day YouTube, Down to Bricks here. What you building? I'm very excited today to bring you my very first Star Wars UCS custom build. And of course, it's the TIE Interceptor. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I was a bit torn about whether I should spend the money on buying the original TIE Interceptor UCS set. Now, it's very expensive nowadays, or the choice was to build my own. So obviously I've decided to go with that, and I am extremely happy with how it's come out. Now, it's a long time in between drinks from the old UCS TIE Interceptor, and I kind of said in one of my vlog videos that I thought I could probably do a better job, and that's not putting any tickets on myself, because I could actually use the TIE Fighter UCS to create a TIE Interceptor. So the main center section of this build and the attachment to the wings is exactly the same as the UCS TIE Fighter, and all I basically did was design the wings. Now, I know in the video title I did put MOC, but to me this more is a custom build. Martin at TMX Brick Notes, he had a very good vlog where he actually talked about when does a custom build become a MOC, and when is it a MOC, or when is it customization. So it's a very interesting one, isn't it? Now, to me, I would call this a custom build, or customization, because I've actually created it from an original Lego set. But then the wing design is my own creation. So it does get a little bit confusing there, but I'm going to stick with a customization. But whatever you want to call it, I still think it looks great. I'm very happy with it. It did take a lot of reworking to get the wings right. So when I was building this, I actually built this center section here pretty quickly, but then I got stuck on the wings and trying to create the correct angles. Now, the angles of these wings, they're not quite right to how they should be. This flat section along the top of the wing, it really should go to about here before it angles down. Now, I wasn't the only one that had this problem, because if you go back and you look at the original UCS TIE Fighter, Lego's design, it actually comes out to about here before it slopes down. So after seeing that, and I really just wanted to use the pieces that came with the UCS TIE Fighter, this was the angle I come up with, and at the end of the day, I'm really happy with it. The other design element I really liked from the UCS TIE Fighter was the use of the light bluish grey surrounds around the wing. So I really wanted to do that with this model, but having all the different angles and trying to tie that into the wing, that was the hardest part that I had to come up with this design. It actually took me quite some time. I tried numerous different things, and I actually had to walk away from the build for a little while, and I was doing something else, and it just dawned on me what I could do to tie it all together. Now, it does actually slot into the wings along the way, but there's nothing really clipping it in. So what I came up with was the use of rubber band. So I actually have a rubber band that goes on the piece here, and it goes under the panels, and it comes out here, and it hooks on a stud under the tile there. So I'll show you that from the back, where you can actually see the piece of the rubber band coming out the back, but that just helps hold it all in together, and it's very firm now. It's not coming off at all. I end up thinking that that was a fair technique to use, because Lego quite often use rubber bands in their set, so I thought I'd give it a go. Now, that does look pretty mean, doesn't it? Now, for the piece count, so the UCS TIE Fighter is just under 1,700 pieces. Now this build here I would say is a little bit more than that. Just in each of these wing sections here is 200 pieces. So there's 800 pieces there, and then you've got this middle wing section and the main body of the ship. So I wouldn't say it's too many more pieces than the TIE fighter. So that was 1700. I'd say at the most it's 2000 pieces, but I think it's probably more like between 1800 1900 pieces. There is a lot more greebling in the design of these wings than the TIE fighter, so that's where most of those extra pieces have gone into. Now I also bought myself a custom reprint sticker from the original UCS TIE Interceptor, so I was able to put that on, and that really just adds the finishing touches to this build. But let's get the camera off the tripod and go in for a closer look, and I'll show you some of those finer details. So again, this design here is straight out of the TIE fighter. And then I've just added some extra greebling to the front. Really happy with how that came out. I didn't want to do too much up there on the wings just to take away from the actual shape of the wing, so it's pretty sort of basic pattern there. And then I've just used 7 hinges to attach the outer wings to the center wing. So I already had a stud here just to help get the angle of this outer section. So when I needed to attach the rubber band, I just put another stud in there, and there you can see the white rubber band just there. And I actually had a couple of whites and I had a couple of black ones, so I put black in that side, which probably doesn't stand out as much, so it's just a shame I didn't have a couple extra black ones. Now I did use the same stand as the TIE fighter. It doesn't swing around on the stand like the TIE fighter does because it is a little front heavy, but it does sit like that on the stand quite stable, so that was pretty good. I didn't have to make any changes there. Well, I know I've been waiting to do it, but what do you guys think? I think it's time we compare it with the UCS TIE fighter. Now I couldn't just compare it to the 2015 UCS TIE fighter, I had to throw in the 2006 Vader's TIE Advance as well, and doesn't that just look killer, them all together like that? So I'm very happy that I decided to build my own. I saved myself a lot of money, and I do believe I got a better TIE Interceptor. But what do you guys think? So I'd love to hear what you guys think, so please leave it all down in the comments. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. So if you liked this build and you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all my Lego videos. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. But for now guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.